In this video I wanted to talk about winter loadout and using Alice LBE for your winter Arctic carry load, so it's your load bearing equipment. So if you're wearing like a plate carrier or whatever, I would wear that, underneath your parka, and I'll get to that, or smock or whatever. This is a PCS smock. I have an overview on this that I did earlier on my channel, so go search for that. But anyways, the Alice LBE answers a lot of the needs that I have for my environment from my experience and working here and working with different types of gear. So if you look at the Arctic in the area that I'm in, it's currently -10, -15 degrees right now. It is so incredibly dry and cold out here. I need to wear several layers. This beanie isn't even really cutting it. So basically, you're going to have to wear gloves that are going to take away a lot of dexterity, right? So you're probably not going to see a pistol on me, right? I'm not going to be able to really manipulate one, and even if it had like a striker-fired trigger or whatever, I lose my dexterity, my ability to actually grab it and everything else competently. You can carry one, I'm not saying you can't, but it's on you. I just don't need more crap, so I basically dedicated this to mostly rifle ammo. I got enough ammo pouches on here to basically, I'm carrying 240 rounds, including the one in the gun. So I can carry 5 in a saw pouch and 2 in each of these, and I got 3 of them. So I got 6 and 5 and 1 in the gun. So there you go, I got 240 rounds. So that's what I can carry, and this whole setup will weigh about 40 pounds of everything that I'm wearing right now. So also notice I only have one water source on me, and I have a butt pack with some day stuff. Everything can be frozen, I guess you could say. So this is one water source. The other one is in my my smock. So this is actually a method that is recommended. The reason why I only have one water source and it is a canteen is because I can actually put it inside my smock, inside a pocket. So I basically just unzip the front here, and there's a jersey-like material on the inside. If you look at the overview of this smock, I have a jersey-like material, so this keeps it from freezing, so I can have water on hand. So once this goes empty, I can exchange it out for this one, and then it'll probably be frozen by that time, but I just throw it in my pocket, and then I zip it up, and then I start working on the body heat. So also notice that this smock is actually zipped down a bit, and I don't have a dump pouch on me. You can have a dump pouch if you want. However, for me, less gear is going to be better, less crap to snag on, less crap to roll up, and so yeah, and also the lack of loss of dexterity. I can actually retain my mags a lot better by just shoving them down the front of my smock, and I can still retain heat enough to actually shove this canteen back almost under my armpit, and I don't lose any range of motion or anything. And I also have this front pocket open on my smock. Belt kit, or as the British call it, is probably the best thing you can use, like with this Alice LBE. And as it's supposed to be used to where you can use your sustainment pouches. Like down here, I have a shemagh in my lower one. This pocket is big enough to carry a shemagh. This other pocket is empty because I got stuff in my pockets here, but the Alice LBE gear allows me to carry all this stuff between these two pockets, and I can use these pockets. So it allows me to carry extra stuff without having to throw it on a plate carrier and lose more range of motion and all that other crap. I can carry more stuff, and I have access to it with the Alice LBE gear. That's the reason why I like Alice gear. And stuff that's in the butt pack, I mean, you can carry just a day pack on you. It's up to you. But realistically, I like to actually have a butt pack instead of a day pack, because usually stuff that I would put in a day pack, I can fit in a butt pack. Like, I can fit an extra canteen in this thing. I can fit a broken down MRE of stuff that won't freeze, that'll add extra calories. Plus, having this smock available, I can actually access the pockets where I will store food that won't freeze and stuff, and I can eat on the go. So that's one thing to consider. So, yeah, some people would say, well, camelbacks are the best thing ever. There are some small camelbacks that can hold like a liter of water, and you could easily shove it into this pocket. and keep it warm with your body heat if that's what you want to do, and then just hide the hose with it because it can freeze, and let your body heat work on it. And yes, if you want to carry a dump pouch, yes, you can take this smock and obviously you can zip it up and then retain more heat. But I'm wearing many layers. I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'm wearing a poncho liner, you know, field jacket liner, and I'm wearing a BDU top, and then I'm wearing the smock. I got a lot of layers. So anyways, if I was going to be wearing like a plate carrier, I would be wearing it over my my BDU top and under the smock, so I can have access to all the stuff on the pockets. I don't want to eliminate my access to this stuff, and especially since I'm using my smock as sort of an impromptu dump pouch. So when I go to reload, basically I dump in here, and the great thing about the Alice ammo pouches is I don't need a lot of dexterity, and I get retention on these mags. That's one big thing, is protection from the environment and retention, and that's what the Alice LBE gear actually allows you to do, the ammo pouches. It's very easy. Index and middle finger, you just pinch them together, and then you open it up, and then you extract your magazine, and you do your reload process, and you're good to go. So that's the big thing about the Alice LBE gear that I like. I don't lose anything by having thick gloves, especially if I'm just working with a rifle. I'm not working with a pistol. I don't feel like I have enough dexterity with big gloves. My hands aren't that big, so manipulations of pistols is kind of pointless at this rate. So I'll just work with my rifle, whether that be my Steyr AUG or my PTR, my 308. So Alice LBE gear lets me work with all of them, but it allows retention without basically sacrificing my accessibility. Basically, it's much easier. It seems like it's much easier to access them with thick gloves than just bare hands, even because with bare hands you expect to be able to get right to pouches and stuff, and that's why I like the LBV-88 or the IIFS system. But anyways, with all that said, I like the Alice LBE gear, and also you can see that I'm using the saw pouch, and it's all the way back here. There's nothing right here. You can put an ammo pouch there if you wish, but I don't want to eliminate my ability to reach my shemagh. Like, if I end up going on a stand to or staying still and the wind starts blowing, I'm going to want to start wrapping that shemagh around my neck and get that out really quick on a halt. So that's why I want to have this open. And these are this pouch right here that has ammo in it, it's a bump pouch, so when I basically am running dry on ammunition, say I go here, I get this last mag, I now have an empty magazine pouch. This does not need to be closed up. This is my next dump pouch for at least one magazine. So I can do one of two things. I can actually start taking ammo from this pouch. I can basically bump them. I can take these two magazines and I can bump them over and face them the appropriate way, so when I grab them it's ergonomically gonna work out the way I want it to, and I can bump good magazines and make the pouch good again. So a tactical refill, and then this turns into a dump pouch where basically I take what's in my smock and I basically put it down in here when I have time, and it doesn't matter how you put it down there because it's a dump pouch and these magazines aren't going to be used again. So basically you just take it and it turns into a dump pouch because you bumped your good magazines forward because you had time. So there's nothing wrong with having your magazines off put a little bit, but this saw pouch is, if this whole thing goes empty, I have 5 magazines here, so I can put a new one in the gun if I want to do a magazine exchange and shove the partially good one down in this pocket. This is also kind of an optional dump pouch, but that's the thing with Alice LBE gear, is you had that ability, and it's really easy to turn these into dump pouches even when you have low dexterity, because they stay open. They got little plastic or little reinforced plastic panels that hold it open, so it's not going to collapse. Everybody sees things in different ways. From my experience, I just like Alice LBE for fighting in winter conditions, and it allows me to sustain myself and work efficiently, at least in my opinion. So with all that said, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you like to use in the wintertime, if you even get winters that are like this. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a good one.